Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. One thing we've been doing a lot is talking about the possibility of what Part 2 is going to look like for the 2024 Worldwide Download Celebration. Obviously, we've already seen what the LRs are for Part 1. The reveal is actually going to be in 15 hours from now. And we're going to see, full kits, leader skills, everything for Broly and Goku. Now, judging by the time that the stream is on and before the start of the celebration, it seems like they're going to have this big reveal, and then the characters are probably going to come out like 12 hours after. Probably, but we'll see. But them kind of doing this when they are... it's going to prevent kind of like spoilers and stuff like that, since they're going to presumably do this stream long before a data download actually happens, which will be good, right? So, all right, we have the two characters for Part 1, but what about Part 2? Yesterday we talked about Bio Broly's possibility, which I do think is there, and I think a main character that we're going to see from this Bio Broly movie is going to be this character's EZA. I think this Dokkan Fest Trunks and Goten EZA is something that we could just, I think pretty much just lock in that we're probably going to see. Because once they confirm that the Broly movie theme is going to be the thing, I think that for sure. Now, in terms of Part 2, I saw this tweet right here talking about the asset for, this is Goku, when he shows up right before, going Super Saiyan and participating in the family Kamehameha, right? So, pretty obvious, but this asset kind of confirms family Kamehameha for Part 2. Not only the palette and shading are different from the one we already have, but the shapes of both shading and anatomy fully match. Is it Ineo? I'm not sure how to pronounce that name style, which means that it's a new animation asset is kind of the point. So we've got this, right? Now, I felt like some Gohan, Goten, Goku, maybe even Trunks being in this was, very, very, very likely. But, this kind of just shows it. This is kind of... kind of like the big moment of the second movie, right? So, now we'll have this done. And the other thing about it, oh, not that one, this one right here, I did show this before, but, this active, the animations for this LR are not that good, right? Just flatly. The animations for this character are not super good. So, we could very easily have just a complete revamp completely and have really good animations of, again, Goten, Trunks, all of them fighting. Goku doesn't do anything besides just show up for the Kamehameha. So, that's why I think, when we see the character, something like Gohan, Goten, and Trunks might make a little bit more sense. And then the active skill would kind of be maybe the family Kamehameha. We'll see. We'll see what it might look like. Now, there is also this right here. So this is the only Super Saiyan 2 Gohan teen that exists in the game. By the way, at one point I should make too, this is just bad localization, right? For a lot of the Dragon Ball games, where a lot of people had assumed, dude, that ad just exploded right in front of me. Come on. I'm recording here, Dokkan Wiki. I love this screen for the Dokkan Wiki has to show the characters named like that. Like this section is definitely probably my favorite on here. But that's the only teen Super Saiyan 2 Gohan we have. And again, remember, teen Gohan is not the Gohan from the Cell Saga, right? Gohan is not even close to being a teenager yet. When he's, Super Saiyan 2 and stuff like that fighting Cell. Teen Gohan is, again, this guy right here. This is the actual teen Gohan. So, seeing this dude right here as a Dokkan Fest LR or something like that, I think would potentially work. I guess it could just be straight up a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan teen. Because, again, this is the only one of these we've ever gotten. Because, he doesn't really use Super Saiyan 2 very much. He definitely transforms into Super Saiyan 2 against Kibito when Yamu and Spopovich take away his ki. And, certainly he's got to be using it against Deborah, right? But like you don't see Gohan use this very much in kind of like the Buu saga and stuff like that. But he definitely does use this against Broly, right? So I don't know. Like we could see something with this guy. I have a bunch of characters pulled up from this second movie. We've also got Super Saiyan Goku right here. They have released a lot of Family Kamehameha units. I've seen people talk about the possibility that these characters could Super EZA, and I would point out that as of right now, they did say Super EZAs are for Dokkan Fest exclusives and LRs. Now, I don't, until they like Super EZA like banner units like this or something like that, I'm just gonna not expect Super EZAs for this type of character, because all like this Goku, the Gohan, and the Goten they're just banner units, right? They're not Dokkan Fest exclusives. They're not LRs. So I do think that the actual specific characters themselves will probably be not brought back, but again, we'll see. There's also Trunks. So Trunks, he does have a couple of cards from the movie. Well, actually, I guess it's actually just that one, actually, isn't it? Because there's another SR. There's a summonable SR, the Super Saiyan Kid Trunks, which is this one right here. So I guess they have done a couple of that Trunks. You could tell it's the Trunks from the movie because he's got like his little green jacket thing on. But we could certainly see something with Trunks. Now remember, this character right here, if they get a really good Trunks or Goten, like, so let's say, the Family Kamehameha unit, has Trunks or Goten in the name, and that would activate this character's condition, and, they're a Carnival LR that's super powerful, the Family Kamehameha. This character EZAs, and then they become quite good, too, because having guaranteed dodge on turn 3, so one reason Beast Gohan is so dominant is because you always have his active skill. This character is going to have a similar thing going where you're mostly always going to have their 100% dodge to choose when you want to use it, provided that you have a good Trunks or Goten to kind of match with them. So this, to me, seems like a really interesting EZA character. I think now would be the perfect time to give them an EZA along with the Family Kamehameha, right? And depending upon if they just go with like a Super Saiyan Gohan and not Super Saiyan 2 and stuff like that, the Super Saiyan team is probably really going to be fairly dominant. Now, one thing about regular Super Saiyan, though, is it does not have legendary Super Saiyan Broly, right? He's not actually on here. So we'll see. I think that this Broly, is he going to be on the Super Saiyan category? It's hard to say, because his base form is base Broly, and we see base Broly, and he does Super Saiyan right there, but then he just transforms into legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So I'm not even super sure if we're going to see that Broly on there, but we know the other character's going to be, the Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. They're definitely going to be on the Super Saiyan category. So very quickly, that's another thing, is that Super Saiyans is going to become, I think, a really powerful team. Vegeta is still a super effective character, right? We'll see. Hopefully he might return during this worldwide, because I think Vegeta is still a really excellent character, right? So looking at all that, I feel like we've mostly talked about a lot of the characters. There is also Videl. Now, Videl doesn't have a ton from this movie, but I mean, they very easily could give her an EZA here, right? Just give this Videl an EZA. She already is a movie hero, like, support type character. So we give this Videl, 70% dodge, upgrade that support and stuff like that. Maybe she could be a fairly competitive support as well. I do think this Worldwide Download Celebration is going to be crazy, right? There's a lot of characters that they could be putting out from these 3 movies, and I think we're going to be getting just a ton of fire. I do not mind the Family Kamehameha being one of the Part 2 LRs. I probably would prefer... I definitely would prefer that the second LR be either Broly from the second movie or Bio Broly, probably over Trunks and Goten from the Bio Broly movie. I don't really want to see this get like a Dokkan Fest LR, because well, part 2 is going to have a Dokkan Fest and a Carnival. If it's a villain, I'm certain they're going to be the Dokkan Fest. It'll probably emulate what the Cooler movie Worldwide was like. But if it is 2 Superclass characters, I guess I'm not sure which one would be the Dokkan Fest and which one would be the Carnival, since it's 2 Superclass, right? But if they're going to do a Carnival or Dokkan Fest for Trunks and Goten, I think when they do that, that needs to be the fusing Gotenks character. That is what is like Carnival and Dokkan Fest exclusive worthy. I mean, I guess it is nice that Krillin essentially participating in the family Kamehameha, except it's Trunks and Goten with Krillin, right? I mean, that's certainly fine. Yeah, these characters, they do have nice animations, right? I'm fine with this character coming back. Yeah, this does still look very good. God damn. Compare this to the whatchamacallit, the Dokkan Fest LR family Kamehameha, right? This is only 2 years apart. This character was March of 2021, and the family Kamehameha, when they first came out in Dokkan, this was May of 2019 on Global. Yeah, it was May of 2019, yep, Goku Day. Well, intended to be Goku Day, right? Goku Day's May 9th, but you guys get the point. Well, actually, that's May 8th is what? Gohan Day? So, there you go. All right, so let me know what you guys think. Family Kamehameha, very, very, very likely to be one of the Part 2 LRs. What the second Part 2 LR is, that's going to be very exciting to see. I look forward to the reactions either way.